how to determine the coefficient of permeability. So there are different methods in laboratory. There are two methods. One is constant head permeability test. Second is falling head permeability test. These two we are going to discuss today, and general discussion I will do. So how to take the readings and calculations in the next class I will show you. General discussion and its concepts I will show you. Then two field methods are also there. One is pumping out test. Second is pumping in test. Pumping out test and pumping in test. Third is indirect methods. Computation from grain size or specific surface. Horizontal capillary test. Consolidation test data. So from these also you can find the coefficient of permeability, and different theoretical methods are there that I will explain in your theory class only. So now coming to the constant head permeability test. So there are two important tests of finding the coefficient of permeability. One is constant head permeability test, and another is falling head permeability test. Some derivations are also there. So figure is also there. So procedure I will show you. So first of all, we should go for this constant head permeability test. So this is the constant head permeability test. What is the setup here? So a overhead tank will be there. Overhead tank means it is on the roof. It will be on the roof of your building. So when overhead tank will be there, from there connection will be given in the laboratory. So this is the setup, this is the bottom tank, and this is the soil specimen is kept in this cylinder. So arrangement will be there. This you have to make. We don't have this one, I will take this one. So a soil specimen whose coefficient of permeability you want to find, that is kept in this setup, and this is joined with overhead tank. So why it is called constant head permeability test in this sense? Because here head of water or height of water is maintained constant. But in case of falling head permeability test, so a head is changed. Once it will be H1 and then it will be H2, and at certain time T1 H1 will be there, at certain time T2 H2 will be there. Okay, so this is overhead tank, this is soil specimen, this is height H, this is measuring jar, this is measuring jar. So the experimental setup is shown here. So now what are the things given here? Let A is equal to area of cross section of soil specimen. So whatever the soil specimen will be there, you have to prepare this. Means you have to take the soil and keep in that cylinder. So that soil specimen, its cross section area is taken. It is capital L, sorry, capital A. So capital A is cross section area of that specimen. Cross section area of that specimen. L is equal to length of the specimen. So from here to here, whatever height is there, that is called length here. That is length of specimen. And H is equal to from the overhead head tank to this bottom tank where this is kept. So water head is maintained constant, and this is called H, and this H is constant head. And this H is constant head. The experimental setup is shown here. Let A is equal to area of the cross section of the soil specimen. L is equal to length of the soil specimen. H is equal to constant head. H is equal to constant head. The constant head causing flow is the vertical distance between the water levels in the overhead and bottom tank. Overhead and bottom tank. Okay, got it? So what is it? So a capital small h means constant head. This is the head of overhead tank which you kept on the roof, and bottom head where you are putting the specimen in the laboratory. That head is maintained constant, and this constant head is H. Of course, whatever the water flows, this is measured in a measuring jar to get the discharge. This you did in your FM labs also. So you know now what is capital A, cross section area of the soil specimen. L is equal to length of the soil specimen. H is equal to constant head. Now, the constant head h causing flow is the vertical distance between the water levels in the overhead and bottom tanks. Overhead and bottom tanks. The air vent is provided to drive out air bubbles. Of course, when air bubbles are there, then they will give wrong readings. So some air vent is provided. Uh, so when air vent is provided, so that when it is opened, all the bubbles will be released. So the air vent is provided to drive out air bubbles. If any observed in the transparent rubber tubing through which the water flows from the overhead tank to the soil specimen. So this is a tank will, the overhead tank will be there, a pipe will be there constructing this one. This is going to be transparent and you have to check that whether any air bubble is there in this pipe, whether there is any air bubble is there in the pipe. If there is any air bubble, that you have to remove by using air vent, that have to be removed using air vent. Air vent. Okay, after ensuring that the soil specimen is fully saturated and the flow has become steady, the quantity of water Q flowing through the soil specimen is known. At time interval T is found. At time interval T is found. Once again, I will tell you what you have to do is, after ensuring that the soil specimen is fully saturated, of course, dry should not be there, it should be saturated. When it is saturated, then only we can decide that whether it is permeable or not, and you can find the correct coefficient of permeability. After ensuring that the soil specimen is fully saturated, the soil specimen is fully saturated and the flow has become steady, means now the flow is going very smoothly, the quantity of water Q flowing through the soil specimen in a known interval of time T is found. So what you have to do is, so when this pipe is open, water will come through this specimen and then in this bottom tank, and from this you will, this what we do, you did this in FM lab. So you take the stopwatch, you decide a particular time. So for 30 seconds, whatever the water is collected here, so that water quantity volume, you know, that volume divided by time is called discharge. Volume is called discharge. So from this experiment, you will come to know what is Q. After ensuring that the soil specimen is fully saturated and the flow has become steady, the quantity of water Q flowing through the soil specimen in a known interval of time T is found. The temperature T of water is noted. This is not that much, I mean, important for us. Suppose when you are doing some research work, then temperature, all these things are very important. But in our lab, we are not going to maintain any temperature, all these things. Whatever the water is there, whether it is winter or summer, whatever may be the temperature of water, because we are not going that much deep here. So temperature is irrelevant here. But if you want to, if you are doing research work, so if you want the correct coefficient of permeability of a particular soil, there this matters a lot. This matters a lot. Okay. So now applying Darcy's law. So what we did is, nothing is there. पुन्हा एकदा सांगतो बघा, यहाँ पर एक ओवरहेड टैंक है, ये सॉइल स्पेसिमेन लेते बैंक में, यहां से पानी हम रिलीव करते, उसके बाद सॉइल स्पेसिमेन से पास होके ये कितना डिस्चार्ज आता उतना क्यू लेते हैं. What you find is Q. Q is nothing but discharge divided by time. Whatever the volume of water is there, that divided by time. This is very simple. From the stopwatch, we decide the time. We keep it for 1 minute. 1 minute में 1 मिनट में कितना पानी आएगा, 1 मिनट में कितना पानी आएगा, तो वो वॉल्यूम आप निकाल लेते हैं. Okay, so from that you will get the Q. This is the only thing you have to do in the laboratory. Next of the things is how it comes, all these things that I will show you. So you have to check for air vent, all these things. So temperature is noted, that is not at all important. Now we will apply Darcy's law. Now we are going to apply Darcy's law. What the Darcy's law says, Q is equal to, Q discharge is equal to KIA. Darcy's law I defined you, V is equal to, yes, what is? V is proportional to KI. Hello. Okay, so sorry, what we did is we have to apply Darcy's law here. What the Darcy's law says, V is equal to Ki and small q is equal to K into I into A. Q is discharge here, so Q by T means whatever the water you are collecting, that is Q, divided by, in stopwatch, whatever the time you are keeping, it is T. So this is small q is Q by T. Small q is Q by T, and this is equal to K. This is K, and this is I is, what is I? I is gradient. I is gradient, and gradient is given by, as you know, this is hydraulic head by length, that is H by L, isn't it? You know, so what is the hydraulic head here? Difference between entrance and exit. So this is the hydraulic head H. So this divided by length of this, whatever the specimen is there, that H by L is gradient and A is cross sectional area. So Q by T is equal to K into H by L into A. So if you simplify this, Q small k is equal to Q into L divided by A into H into T. So this is the formula you have to use to find the coefficient of permeability. You have to find the coefficient of permeability. K is equal to QL AH by T, or this also can be written as like this. Constant head attitude, Q is equal to KIA. This we know from the Darcy's law. So small q can be written as Q by T. Q means whatever the water you are collecting, that is volume here. In fact, Q also, capital Q also we take discharge here, but it is not discharge here. Small q is discharge, whereas capital Q here is water collected. Water collected, that is the volume. So that volume divided by time t is small q. K as it is, I as I told you gradient. Gradient is given by hydraulic head by length, that is H by L, and this is area of cross section. So from this you see here, K as it is Q by T into L by H into 1 by A. So this is the formula. K is equal to Q by T L by H into 1 by A. So this formula is used to find the coefficient of permeability in constant head method. So this method is used in constant head method. Please remember this formula. So problems are this also generally asked. So procedure is very easy. Formula is also very easy. Derivation is also not that much difficult here. Only thing you should know that Q is equal to K into I into A. Q is equal to K into I into A, where small q can be written as capital Q by T. This is the volume by time, and this is K. I is H by L. A is area of cross section of the soil specimen. So from this you can write K is equal to, K is equal to Q by T into L by H into 1 by A. Q by T into L by H into 1 by A. 1 by A. किरण म्यूट कर लो. ओके, आय थिंक यू डोंट हैव एनी डाउट. तो डाउट करायचं काय आहे नाही याच्यामध्ये. So only thing you should remember is here, this is the setup we have to see in the laboratory. This is the overhead tank, this is the bottom tank. From here to here water will come. An arrangement is there. Soil specimen you have to take. The water flows through the soil specimen, and whatever this water flows we collect in the jar. So whatever the water collected and time is there, you take that one, that is Q by T, capital Q by T, that is equal to I into A into A. I into A. I is very length of the specimen already you know. H is also known. I is equal to H by L and A is equal to cross sectional area. So from this you can write K is equal to Q into L by AHT. Therefore K is equal to Q into L by AHT. AHT और short form में मैं आपको यहाँ पर बताया था. So this is the formula. K is equal to Q by T into L by H into 1 by E. 1 by E. Okay. So Q is equal to KIA, Q by T is equal to KH by L into A, K is equal to, this is the formula. So remember this formula. Problem पण याच्यामध्ये या चॅप्टर मध्ये जास्त नाहीत. Only three types of problems are there. One of them is on this one. One of them is on this one. Got it? So this is all about constant head permeability test. Constant head permeability test. Nothing is there. So just a short figure is there. And the only thing you have to find what is the capital Q, because head is already measured. Huh? Everything is A. Area of specimen is also known to you. Already in the beginning of the lab only you do all these things. The only thing is capital Q by T you have to remember. You have to substitute here and get the value of K. You have to get the value of K. Okay, clear? So next test is, see where it is used. So where the coarse grained soils are there, at that time the constant head permeability method is used. So where constant head permeability is used, when the coarse grained soils are there. When fine grained soils are there, at that time falling head permeability test is used. When coefficient of permeability is very large, there the constant head permeability is used, and for small values of coefficient of permeability, falling head permeability test is used. Falling head permeability test is used. Again, this is very important topic. Generally asked, what is the difference between constant head and falling head permeability test? What is the difference between constant head and falling head permeability test? This is also very important. What we do here, again a laboratory setup is there. That setup I will show you. So this is the diagram of falling head test. So instead of a overhead tank, here soil specimen, bottom tank, everything will be there. So here water is poured from top. So head is not constant here. So what you have to do here is, so what is the time T1 for H1 and what is the falling head? Again, when head falls down, what is the time for that one? That you have to find. So here in case of constant head permeability test, head is constant. Head is constant. So the derivation is also there. So now we shall take this one. The constant head permeability test is used for coarse grained soils only, where a reasonable discharge can be collected in a given time. So constant head permeability test है वो हम coarse grained soil से find out कर सकते हैं, where reasonable discharge हमको मिलता. जबकि फॉलिंग हेड टेस्ट हम यूज करते हैं लेस परमेबल सॉइल में, जहां डिस्चार्ज बहुत कम रहता. मतलब जब पानी बहता ही नहीं, जब पानी नहीं बहता तो डिस्चार्ज कम रहता. तो जो लेस परमेबल है वहां पर हम यूज करते हैं फॉलिंग हेड, और जहां ज्यादा डिस्चार्ज है, जहां फ्लो ज्यादा है, जहां परमेबिलिटी ज्यादा है, वहां वो यूज करते हैं हम constant head permeability test. This is the one difference. And the second difference is this is used in coarse grained soils, whereas this is used in this is used in fine grained soils. So few more differences are there that I will give you in the notes. So these are the major differences. So these are the major differences. Okay. So now what is the next? A standpipe of known cross sectional area A is fitted over the permeameter and water is allowed to run down. Okay, a standpipe is taken, means a small pipe is taken, its area is taken as small a, whereas soil specimen is kept, its area is taken as capital A. So a standpipe is taken of known cross-sectional area and it is fitted in the permeameter. Permeameter means where all the soil specimen, all these things have been set up. And water is allowed to run down. Water will allow us to run down. The water level in the standpipe constantly falls as the water flows. The water level in the standpipe constantly falls as the water flows. Of course, when water falls means water level will generally fall because we are not maintaining constant head here. Observations are started after steady state of flow has reached. The head at any time instant t is equal to the difference in the water levels in the standpipe and the bottom tank. So very important easy thing is that, so what you have to do is, there a constant head has been seen here, but it is not like that here. For the initial temperature, what is the height you have to take, and for the final time, sorry, not temperature, time, what is the final height you have to take, that difference is going to you the height h here. But in case of there, it was different. Okay, so falling head, two readings are taken. One is H1, another is H2. One is H1, another is H2. Okay, now let H1 and H2 be the heads at time intervals T1 and T2 respectively. Let H1 and H2 be the heads at time intervals T1 and T2 respectively. मतलब time interval T1 पर H1 height है और T2 पर H2 height है. मतलब शुरू में आप time लगाओ 5 minutes के बाद. 5 minutes के बाद what is the height? That is H1. 10 minutes, फिर 10 minutes के बाद what is the height? That is H2. Remember here T2 is greater than T1. Automatically जो हम बाद में लेते हैं उसका time ज़्यादा रहता. Let h be the head at any intermediate time interval t, and minus dh be the change in the head in a smaller time interval dt. Minus time is taken since h decreases as t increases. So h is the time interval, any head particular time at a particular time t we are taking here, and minus dh we are taking, change in height is taken minus because it is decreasing when time is increasing. When time is increasing. Now, from the Darcy's law, what is the formula? From the Darcy's law, the formula is given by Q is equal to, that is discharge is equal to K into I into A. ये तो मालूम है हमको. लेकिन ये क्या है? DH by DT into A. अच्छा, Q मतलब क्या है? Q मतलब वॉल्यूम by टाइम, isn't it? देखिए आप लोग पढ़ चुके हैं FM में. डिस्चार्ज इज नथिंग बट वॉल्यूम बाय टाइम. अच्छा, वॉल्यूम कितना है यहाँ पर? क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया ये है पाइप का, और चेंज कितना हो रहा है? डीएच हो रहा. तो A into DH will give volume here, whereas A into DH will give volume here, whereas DT is time taken. So Q is equal to volume by time, that is minus DH into A by DT. Minus is taken here because the height is falling. The height is falling, and this is equal to K into I into E. This is equal to K into I into E, where I is equal to hydraulic gradient at time T is equal to H by L. आई क्या है? हाइड्रोलिक ग्रेडियंट है, इट इज गिवन बाय h by l. ये तो मालूम है आपको. तो अब हम सब वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे यहाँ पर. केयरफुल डेरिवेशन देखो आप. k की जगह k वैसे रहने दो, I की जगह h by l ग्रेडियंट, a की जगह a as it is, and this LHS becomes now RHS, that is minus dh by dt into small a. I hope this step is very clear to you. कोई स्टेप नहीं समझ में आया तो पूछो. This step is very clear to you now. KIA, I की जगह h by l minus dh by dta. अब क्या करो? dt जो डिनोमिनेटर में है इसको लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में लाओ. So this becomes ये k और ये स्मॉल ये डिनोमिनेटर में लाओ al into dt. और ये जो स्मॉल h है ये h का फंक्शन है, उसको राइट हैंड साइड में लाओ. तो h का फंक्शन राइट हैंड साइड में लाने से माइनस dh by h, और ये सारा बनता AKAL dt. A is cross section area of soil specimen. A is cross section area of soil specimen. K is coefficient of permeability to be found. Small a is area of standby pipe जो आप परमियामीटर में रखे, and L is equal to length of the specimen. ये सारे dt के साथ LHS में लाओ और RHS में minus DH by EH. Minus dh by h. Now this is the function of t, this is the function of h. So integrating both between two time limits. तो इसके टाइम dt विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू t इंटीग्रेट करो, h विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू dh विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू h करो। तो यहाँ पर विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू t करने से ये k a l सभी कांस्टेंट है, यू टेक आउटसाइड ये k a l and dt is taken from t1 to t2, initial time was t1 and then t2, minus dh by dt is integrated from h1 to h2 because the starting height was h1 and then it is h2. So same thing I did here also, no change at all in LHS. AKAL integral T1 to T2 dt. This is equal to, here what I do, you learnt in your 12th class, a definite integral property is there. When this minus sign is removed, this H1 to H2 becomes H2 to H1. H2 to H1, that is dH by H. So AKAL integral T1 to T2 dt equal to H2 to H1, that is dH by H. So now integrating 1 by H, integration of 1 by H. तो इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ 1 by h is log h, है ना, इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ 1 by h dh is log h. तो log h लिमिट्स है h2 to h1 and this can be written as log h1 minus log h2, which can be written as log h1 by h2. Remember here base is exponential, base e is there. So now here this time when you integrate dt, this is going to be 1 का integration t, upper limit t2 lower limit t1. So LHS बनता AKAL t2 minus t1 is equal to, इसका इंटीग्रेशन सब मैं यहाँ सिंप्लीफाई कर रहा हूँ, वो बनता log h1 minus h2. This can be written as log h1 by h2. कोई स्टेप यहाँ पर नहीं समझ में आया तो पूछो प्लीज. AKAL T2 minus T1 is equal to log E H1 by EH2. So now denoting T2 minus T1 by T, we get AKAL into T is equal to log H1 by H2. But we are interested in K, so K is equal to, ये स्मॉल ए एल न्यूमरेटर में जाता है, ए टी डिनोमिनेटर में आता, स्मॉल ए एल बाय ए टी लॉग बेस ई h1 by h2. This is the formula for k. But what we do now, this log base e is converted into log base 10, and when you convert this one, you have to multiply by 2.33, but I am taking here approximately 2.3. That this is the formula for falling head permeability, that is k is equal to 2.3 AL by AT into log base 10 H1 by H2. This is the formula for falling head permeability test. Falling head permeability test. So the laboratory observation consists of measurements of the head at H1 and H2. ये तो आप लिख सकते, दो टाइम के ऊपर H1 और H2 रीडिंग ले लो, उसके बाद खत्म ही. ये सब ऑब्जर्वेशंस है. तो डिस्चार्ज भी आप मेजर करना चाहते हैं तो मेजर कर सकते हैं. H1 H2 यहाँ पर स्टार्टिंग में मेजर कर सकते हैं. हेड यहाँ कांस्टेंट है नहीं, तो ये है फॉर्मूला. K is equal to 2.33 और 2.3 जनरली we take AL by AT log base 10 H1 by H2. So here small a is area of pipe. Small a is area of pipe. L is equal to length of the soil specimen. Length of the soil specimen. Capital A is equal to yes, area of specimen. देखिए small a is equal to area of pipe. Capital A is equal to area of specimen. T is equal to type T log base 10 H1 by H2. H1 by H2. The laboratory observation consists of measurements of the heads H1 and H2, H2. तो यहाँ laboratory वहां पर Q measure करना है, पानी कितना आ रहा कांस्टेंट हेड में, हेड कांस्टेंट रख के। यहाँ पर दो जो हाइट्स है आपके H1 और H2 वो मेजर करना है, और दोनों का टाइम डिफरेंस T मालूम कर लेना है। ये तो स्टैंड पाइप का मालूम रहता, एरिया ऑफ स्पाइन मालूम रहता, लेंथ ऑफ दिस स्पेसिमन मालूम रहता। इफ यू सब्स्टिट्यूट ऑल दीज थिंग्स you will get what is the coefficient of permeability of particular soil. Is the coefficient of permeability of particular soil. Got it? So if you have any doubts, you can ask. If you have any doubts, you can ask, please. Yes, any doubts, please? So I think both the methods are very clear to you. We don't have this setup in the lab, but I am making the arrangement. So when you join, we will perform this experiment. But in the next class, now I will stop the explaining new experiments. Whatever the old we did, now we will perform them, and calculation we will do now week by week. So all other experiments when you join, then only we will do now. इतना करेंगे अब शुरू में, बस है इतना। और ये थ्योरी में भी काम को आता, तो परमेबिलिटी के दोनों भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। वन इज कांस्टेंट हेड परमेबिलिटी टेस्ट, अनदर इज फॉलिंग हेड परमेबिलिटी टेस्ट। कांस्टेंट हेड परमेबिलिटी टेस्ट में K is given by Q by T, L by H, 1 by A, whereas in case of falling head permeability test, K is given by 2.3 AL by AT log 10 H1 by H2, H1 by H2। ठीक है, अब एक 2-4 मिनट का ब्रेक ले लो और इमीडिएटली ज्वाइन हो जाओ। मैं अटेंडेंस से लेता हूँ डायरेक्ट, अब कुछ ज्यादा पढ़ाने का है नहीं। उसके बाद अटेंडेंस से लेता हूँ, 5 मिनट का ब्रेक दे के आओ आप लोग। एग्जैक्टली 5 मिनट्स के बाद आ जाओ।